The modern pagan revival started in the 1960s and 1970s. It was started by some anti-authoritarian leftists and fascists that have the same values as these leftists. If you are a pagan in 2026, then people will assume that you are on the left. You are assumed to be a liberal, but I am not on the left, I am on the right. In fact, there are a lot of conservative pagans that are on the right and vote for Republicans. Some of us don't have that much of an issue with Christians in positions of political power because the alternatives tend to be worse. And most of us just want to be left alone, just like the average Christian. There are a lot of people like me, and why wouldn't there be? People assume that pagans are anti-authority and spread chaos across the globe. But this has never been the case. This is some New Age thinking. This is not historically what Western and Japanese pagans have supported. We have historically supported law and order. We have historically supported authority. We have the original kings and queens that everybody loves, such as Alexander the Great. We have republics and democracies. We have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the 2A if you read the Havamal. Pagans have laws. There was a time in British history where kings had to trace their lineage back to Odin if they wanted to be a legitimate ruler. We have Stoicism and the Stoics. Pagans have the morals, ethics, philosophies, natural law, and principles that were incorporated into Christianity. We have initiation rites. Hell, we even have marriage, birthdays, holidays, and the days of the week. Even baptism and communion are pagan in origin. Most important things in the world are pagan in origin. Western and Japanese pagans are not historically on the left. We are historically on the right. We are the boot and the bootlickers. Obviously, there are some exceptions to this rule, but they are exceptions. The overwhelming majority of Western and Japanese pagans would fall somewhere on the right throughout most of history. Roman pagans had issues with Christians because Christians wouldn't follow Roman law. If you are looking for something anti-authority, then the early and Gnostic Christianity would be a better choice. I know this is going to upset so many leftist pagans, but I think this needs to be said. Why did I decide to make a video on this topic? Because I am tired of leftist hypocrites. I have read several articles by leftist pagans over the past couple of weeks, and one of them was by a prominent Gothi. This priest was talking about how bad ICE was and going against the government. I read this article and I laughed. Because what is a Gothi or a priest? It's about the closest you are going to get to a real authority figure in heathenry, Norse paganism, or Osseter. A Gothi is the boot, and anybody that supports him is the bootlicker. This guy was actively trying to stir the pot and cause chaos. But paganism is not about causing chaos. We have chaos and order. The goal of paganism is balance. We also have fate. Don't speed up your fate like some of these activists did in Minnesota, which should be common sense, but I guess this isn't common sense for most left-leaning pagans in 2026. But this guy also started talking about the Austrian painter and comparing the current administration to him, which is hilarious because left-leaning pagans belong to the political party that has supported the Austrian painter and his ilk for the past century. I can't take this insanity anymore. I feel like I need to make a deep dive video or article on this issue. Most of us that are on the right just want to protect our families and be left alone. You guys are the ones with the Austrian painter problem. You guys create your own problems and then claim victim. Your actions make the rest of us look bad. I am tired of it. Clean up the problems that you guys have and stop projecting them onto those of us that are on the right. Thanks for listening to my rant. Have a fantastic day or night.